Good morning. I'm former Secretary Edwin Lacerda from Pinoy's administration.
Good morning, maupay kaaga. I am former Governor Ben P. Ibardoni of Eastern Samar. And we are
The Spokes. From the Palace Halls then to our group chats now, we'll give you perspectives from insider's position, standing behind the podium. And noted by the spokes, the Supreme Court dismisses a teacher's petition on legality of the June 3 Senate session. So, dinismiss.
Anong grounds?
Wala siyang legal standing. Kumbaga, wala siyang
He's not a party to the...
He's not a party, so hindi
Hindi
siya
ba pwedeng
dinismiss.
ganun as a taxpayer?
I don't know if he alleged na taxpayer suit, but apparently hindi, kasi wala siyang legal standing. Kasi it's a fight within the Senate lang. So, dapat ang magsampa ng kaso, either si the Cayetano Black or the Sherwin Black.
Pero walang walang nag-initiate from both camps.
Well,
Wala.
in the case of the Sherwin Black, they don't need to file a case.
Yes.
Because as Senator Frank Dillon has always mentioned, there's a presumption of
Yes,
regularity.
yes.
On the part of, yun ang talagang interesting that si Senator Alan Cayetano never bothered to file because this is more than the law. Even if assuming for the sake of argument na may basis si Alan Cayetano, at the end of the day, he doesn't have the numbers.
Yes.
So, ang kailangan mong boto is 13 votes. Right now, currently, there are 22. 10-12 lang ang 12-10 So, ang kailangan ng kunin ng pitasin ng Sherwin Group, isang senador. Si Alan will have to pluck 3. So, kaya nga, everybody's saying, kung malakas ang kaso ni Alan, ni Senator Alan Cayetano, ba't hindi siya mag-file ng kaso sa Supreme Court?
So, it's apparent that he knows that he has no legal basis.
Kumbaga, it's the...
kahit man siguro. At saka long shot siguro nga na i-declare na siya dahil wala siyang numbers .
Well, sabihin na natin may ground siya. Pero at the end of the day, kasi pag let's say, sinabi ng Supreme Court, okay, si Senator Cayetano is the Senate President, no? First day ng session, pagbalik nila to session, ang unang gagawin lang naman ng Sherwin Group, meron silang 13, sasabihin si Alan, meron kaming 13 na boto. So, we'll ask for a change of leadership. So, may ganung usapan bago di ba? Formally, bago nung formal session, nag-uusap yung Senate President at saka yung papalit. Parang gentleman's agreement, just like to inform you, I have 13 votes.
Yes, ganun yung tradition dyan sa Senate .
And then,
once you have the 13 votes, the magic 13 votes, you have the...
So, the whole thing is a formality. When it comes to a regular, when the session is called to order, the first thing that they will do is motion to declare all positions vacant. So, yan ang gagawin.
Yes.
So, tanggal lahat yan. But, and by tradition, and I don't know if this is going to happen, and whether it's going to happen is a big question, there's a protocol where the outgoing Senate President will vote for the incoming Senate President. Yan yung courtesy ng incoming Senate President. Pero dahil it is so polarized right now, we don't even know if it's going to be observed.
Or tingin mo ba, Sec Edwin, yung Supreme Court ruling, parang they're trying to say na wala kami dyan? Hindi naman.
Well, partly, it's also
diba?
Sending a signal.
It's a signal.
If you look at Avelino versus Cuenco, doon rin diniscuss ng Supreme Court na political question to, labas kami dyan kasi internal na problema to .
And yet, they defined what constitutes a quorum.
Right,
diba?
right. It's also a signal to either Alan, the Supreme Court by dismissing this, was also saying, let the proper party file the case, let the group of Alan or let the group of Sherwin file the case. But apparently, it's just how many days na magkaka-regular session na rin .
Yes.
And if there's a possibility that the President will call for a special session, doon magkakaroon ng change of leadership.
Yeah, may mga urgent measures that need to be attended . At saka yung CA, yung critical, yung Commission on Appointments is not convening.
Right.
Ang daming nasasapawan dyan ng mga promotions ng mga generals sa diplomatic community.
Maraming naantala dahil dito sa gulo sa Senado. So hopefully maayos na yan. Anyway, also noted by the spokes, the number of reported deaths due to the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck southern Mindanao on Monday rose to 45. So, dumami na rin.
Nakakalungkot, no?
Doon, out of the 45, 12 fatalities came from Davao or Region 11. 33 came from Soc-Sargent or
Lawak ng
Region 2.
ang lawak ng scope ng earthquake eh.
Ang laki ng dami rin tinamaan na 33,596 families were affected. So yesterday, dumalaw si Presidente.
Marami nga nagsasabi, bakit wala pa yung Pangulo? Normally kasi, di ba, when you notice hindi ka pupunta yung Pangulo doon. Kasi masisira ang kamada, siya ang aasikasuhin, siya ang poprotektahan, siya ang aalagaan, na whereas dapat immediately after the calamity, ayusin yung mga tao. So that's really the protocol. No? You don't, hindi normally gano'n. Well, sa bagay yung iba naghahanap na bakit wala yung Pangulo. Pero ang pagkakalam ko, as a former congressman and former governor, yun talaga na yung frontliners muna ang umaayos yan. Barangay, municipal at saka province.
That's also the first time that we encountered a storm, bagyo malakas. Si Pangulo Aquino hindi rin bumaba. Binanatan siya. Inupakan siya, ba't wala ka sa ground? So, but that's what Governor Ben Evardone was saying is true. They don't want to bother the frontliners kasi kapag nandun ang presidente, all attention shifts to him. Kaya ang ayong gawin ng mga pangulo, dapat hindi siya talagang papasok habang hindi pa maayos. So that focus can be given to the persons affected. So sana ang hingilan ng paunawa kung kahit sinong pangulo yan, do not expect that the president will immediately go down because they will steal the attention from the necessary services that should be provided to those affected.
Yes, it does not mean though that walang ginagawang Pangulo.
Hindi, ibig sabihin
mga
na
directives, Rex Gatchalian, nandun kaagad, other cabinet secretaries, ganun. Kaya, it's not,
And notwithstanding the absence of the president, which should be the case anyway, at least on the first few days, about 2.486 billion have been released by the government for immediate financial aid and quick response assistance. 1 billion from the DPWH, 1.341 billion from the DSWD, and 100 million for rehabilitation of Gensan. And each of the family will receive 50,000. So, and in addition, si Vice President Sara and Senator Bongo visited Malapitan, Sarangani, and Gensan to distribute financial assistance. So,
in the same manner, yung mga Senator Win Gatchalian yata, si Senator Tulfo, Minsubiri, and others, when they're also to extend
and to credit of our political leaders, there is no politics in a calamity. No? So maganda yung nangyayari ngayon, all the political leaders from the president down to the vice president and to the senators are willing to give up their salaries. So at least the Sherwin Black are willing to give up their 1 month salary to the victims. And that's a very commendable effort on their part.
Sana yung sumunod yung private sector. No?
Ay, sigurado yan.
Normally in private sector talaga plays a critical role during these times sa mga calamity.
And I'm sure the next following days we will expect a call for private donation. So I hope the public will be encouraged to give to our affected brothers and sisters in Mindanao. In any event, these are the headlines noted by the spokes today. Up next is Representative Jose Alvarez, who surprised everybody with his sudden appearance in the Senate last week. We'll talk to Kong Pepito when the spokes return after this short break. And the spokes is back. A veteran congressman found himself into a national controversy when his name was mentioned by the 18 Maleta boys. Joining us is a lawmaker who says he has nothing to hide, Palawan 2nd District Representative, Congressman Pepito Alvarez. Good morning.
Good morning sa inyo. Welcome.
Maayong buntag sa imo.
May buntag niya.
Boss namin to Everybody dito.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Gulat nga ako na nangyari dun sa issue na yun. But anyway, thank you Kong Pepito. JCA ang tawag sa kanya
Ano?
JCA.
J, tapos C, tapos A.
That's your
Dalawa kami, so akong Rizal JCA. Yung balos JCA din
okay. Pero bago kayo nagpolitiko, you're already an accomplished businessman, di ba? So,
I started doing business when I was 26 years old. I went to Indonesia as the first OFW.
Really?
Doon ako nagtagal. I was there for 14 years.
Anong trabaho nyo doon?
Luckily, marami tayong kilala. Siyempre, mayroong nagpipinance ng mga Hapon. I got myself into logging concession in Indonesia for 14 years.
You know, in Indonesia, our Filipinos there are not the
No, they are not the liberal
they
type.
are the professionals.
They are the professionals.
Kasi Indonesia,
Accountants, engineers.
In fact, we prop up their financial system. Bancom people were used to
Yes,
be in.
initially there.
Yes, yes.
Yun po.
But is it true that your assets, you're worth 4 billion in assets?
This is mga accumulated properties yan ng husband and wife. Siyempre, yung acquisition value po yan.
Nasa salin
These
yan.
are, yes.
Okay.
Even before I went into politics, meron na akong
nasa-
statement of assets and liabilities.
Kung acquisition value yan, ang tagal na yan. Ngayon kaya, ano yung actual value niyan?
Oo,
Yan
yung
laki.
Well, siguro. But, wala,
Very humble guy.
wala pa
Siguro.
naman.
Pero are you related to Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez?
No,
Or to
he's
Harrison?
of Chinese descent and I am not.
Sila Chinese?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pantaleon Alvarez is of Digos, Davao.
You are...
My Alvarez is from, my dad comes from Antique. Geodetic engineer.
Ilonggo.
Antiqueño.
Antikin nyo.
Iba ang Ilonggo, iba Antiqueño.
Okay.
Iba pa yung nilagay nun. Iba pa yung
Iba pa yung Aklanon.
aklanon.
Si Sunny Alvarez, are you related to him?
No. Asani Alvarez comes from the north. I comes
yes,
from the
yes.
south. My Alvarez is Antique, Cagayan de Oro, and Cebu.
Distant relative mo si FPRRD, di ba? Si Pangulong Duterte.
Magkamag-anak kami sa Muslim side.
Nga naman Muslim side.
Because yung lola niya, Maranao eh.
Okay.
Oo. Tapos yung nanay niya, Roa.
Okay.
It so happens, ang asawa ko, Roa din.
Numroa.
You're related by affinity or consanguinity? Consanguinity na.
Consanguinity kami ni Digong.
Yes.
Dito sa asawa ko,
Affinity.
affinity
So,
lang.
both sides.
Rowang wife ninyo, di ba, Kong?
Yes.
From Cebu ba?
Hindi. Cagayan de Oro.
Cagayan de Oro.
So, you used to be with PDP when Digong was running.
I'm originally an NPC man.
Okay. What happened?
Well, I was in California. President Duterte called me up. Umuwi ka muna rito.
Hindi ka na congressman at that point. You're in California for a business trip.
Governor.
Governor ako.
Governor
Oh,
kami.
governor.
Oo, kami, oo.
Kami
Niya?
magkasama.
Oo niya.
Tapos sabi na, pwede ikaw muna ang mag-presidente ng PDP.
Okay.
Sabi, paano mo nakaupo pa siya noon, paano mo hindian? Hindi ba? Ang mga anak pa.
Oo nga.
Di ba?
So, after his term ended, you're now...
Yun ang 2022 election, yun na yung unit team.
Yes.
Di ba? O siyempre, tinanggap ko kasi unit team eh.
Correct.
We want nation building.
Correct.
Di ba? Pero nang medyo disgusto na sila, pumunta ako kay Pangulo. Kayo ba talaga, sir, hindi na kayo magkasaulian
PBBM
ng loob?
ito.
Ha?
PBBM.
Yes. At sabi ko, kung hindi na, aalis na rin ako sa PDP dahil tinanggap ko lang ito dahil gusto ko nation building eh.
Correct.
Ayun, that's the story.
So, but what is your current... Are you allied with the President BBM or still with the Duterte faction?
No, I'm independent in the sense Palawan is an open country. You can go there and campaign eh. Wala man pumipigil. Alam ni Governor ito na yung Palawan, kung sino ang pumupunta doon.
Pero sa Palawan, puro tao ni Pipito Alvarez.
Hindi naman.
Pero how different is politics today compared to when you first entered public service?
Ay, napakahirap po i-describe ngayon.
Oo.
Dahil, alam mo na, meron tayong Senado na hindi pa nagpa-function properly. Kami naman sa Congress, we're just doing our job. I accepted being chairman of the Committee on Energy dahil gusto kong makatulong kung paano natin balangkasin yung ating pinakamahal na kuryente sa buong Southeast Asia.
At saka yung malampaya, nasa kanila, sa Palawan.
Yun nga, isang irony, kami ang nagsusupply ng gas papuntang Luzon para gawain dyan sa Batangas. Pagkatapos, yung Palawan, patay sindi ang kuryente. So,
really?
kaya
Talaga?
po, yeah. Oh.
So,
That's
what is your... what are your efforts to make sure that Palawan receives a consistent energy supply?
Unang-una, siyempre, kinakausap ko yung NGCP.
Oo.
Dahil habang hindi... pwede naman na yung Malampaya gas na may bagong discovery, yung bagong may-ari. Siyempre, pakiusapan namin kung maaari, before mo patuloy yan because the pipeline passes through the Calamianes down to, up to
Yes.
Batangas.
Right.
Sana Calamianes, maglagay na siya ng isang gas substation doon to convert the gas para magkaroon kami ng LNG na planta to power the whole of mainland Palawan.
In the meantime, saan ang source ng power?
Yun nga, iron is diesel lahat eh.
Wow.
Mayroong bunker, but mayroon kami maliit na coal.
So,
Yung 15 megawatts ni Consunji sa Nara. But we have a 40 megawatt na ang may-ari yung mina ni Mr. Zamora. So if the mine closes, then we will ask Mr. Zamora to reactivate the coal plant para magkaroon kami ng base load sa Southern Palawan.
What is your base load? Kung baga, right now, currently based on your computation, 40 and 15, 55 lang. So ano ang base load dapat ng Palawan?
Ang base load dapat ng Palawan, magiging, kasi ang coal natin hanggang 2040 na lang yan, when
Right,
na tayo
right.
hanggang 2050.
Yes.
So, I'm inviting people to establish gas and biomass para we are not dependent on diesel.
Why not renewable? I mean, solar and...
Solar is very intermittent.
Yeah, but the only problem with renewable energy is just battery storage.
Yeah,
na. Once you develop
during the
that-
day, the harvest is 17% and you can store it.
Yes.
You can also use it partially, but wala pang na-discover yung battery na malalaki.
Malaki, oo.
You can do that for a small village ng 100 or 200 homes. Pwede yun. Pero malakihan, wala pa eh.
Pero yung problema yata kung sa biomass is yung raw materials.
I have
Do you think
visited
there
the
is
biomass in
sufficient,
Isabela. Their original buying price for yung IPA
Ipa.
was 30 centavos per kilo. Now they're buying it at 280. So happy yung mga tao. So doon naman sa Palawan, marami kaming IPA. Marami kaming coconut waste. Pwede tayong magtanim ng napier, which is fast growing. But we can also plant acacia mangium, which humbly I brought it from Saba Foundation in 1982. And the whole of the mainland Palawan now is all acacia mangium. Yun ang pinuputol ng mga tao, linalagari, ginagawang bahay, ginagawang resort. Hindi na, at least, hindi na masyadong dependent sa natural forest. Planted forestry na ito.
Oh, okay, Kong. Bakit nasa limelight to kayo ngayon, lately? Ba't kayo nadamay dun sa affidavit ng 18 Marines? Alleged
Matapos ko,
so-called
may
Marines.
appointment ako kay RSA sa San Miguel. Tuloy na ako ng Manila Golf. Binuksan ko yung cellphone ko, nakita ko nandoon yung mga Marines at binanggit yung pangalan ko. So, introduce ko lang yung people, friends from China, and including the Swiss Bank, para mag-usap sila for a solar installation.
Right.
Takbo na kagad ako.
On the same day.
On the same- I was trying to catch up with the Marines kasi binanggit na nga yung pangalan ko ni Marcolita eh. Congressman Marcolita. Congressman Marcolita, matagal ko na rin kakilala. So, nung naupo ako doon, bakit mo binanggit yung pangalan ko? Sino doon?
Tapos tumayo.
I was just finding out kung sino, I want to find out sino sa 18 ang nagbanggit.
18 na malita boys.
Actually, wala mang dinala doon sa bahay.
Pero, kung Pepito, actually nakita namin yung video that you were talking to someone in the Senate, like you were trying to get in. Di ba? Parang yung pa lang, you were trying to get in pa lang. Sino kayo? Parang,
Tinext ko si Viber si Senate President Alan Cayetano. Sabi ko, nandito na ako sa gate. Pwede ba pasundo mo ako rito? Ayaw ko papasukin.
oo nga.
O di, pinasundo niya ako. Kasi matagal ko na makilala si Senate President Alan. Tatay pa niya, magkaibigan na kami. Doon sa...
Tapos, nung nakapasok kayo,
Nung kapasok ko, sabi ko, dito na ako. Halika, upo ka rito.
Yung pag-upo.
Pag-upo.
Umakit na, tumayo naman
Pag-upo
si
ko, binulungan ko
Marcoleta.
si Congressman Marcolita, bakit mo naman ako binanggit? Sabi niya, ano yung pangalan mo? Sino doon sa mga sundalo? Ay, hindi na, umalis na kaagad.
Oo nga, bakit siya umalis ka agad?
I just want to know kung sino sa mga sundalo para hindi na yung 18 i-demanda mo. Because kung 18 i-demanda mo, wala naman mangyayari.
Pero joint affidavit, hindi-demanda mo lang.
Pero yung joint affidavit na yun, ang problema, 6 lang yata ang nakapirma doon. Hindi naman nakapirma lahat.
uy, ba't pinalalabas na parang lahat sila?
Si Congressman Marcolita mismo nagsabi na dapat ito individual affidavits. Siya mismo nagsabi. Bakit naman ito joint?
So, ano may kasalanan niya yung abogado?
Well,
Kasi,
ayun.
I mean, when you assume a joint affidavit, everybody's saying, we have personal knowledge on this fact.
Kaya nga.
So, out of the 6, you can identify who among the 6 claim to have delivered the
Wala nga eh.
may ano lang, magko-commercial muna ako. Itong si Congressman Pepito Alvarez, sinabi nga kanina, 4 billion ang asset, and that's the acquisition. We don't know what's the market value right now. Ito ang taong hindi kailangan tumanggap ng maleta. Siya ang magbibigay ng maleta kung kailangan. And by the way, for the interest of the public, Kong Pepito, you were the first one. You still own BMW, the BMW franchise.
My friend, my good friend,
Ramon
Ramon Ang, asked me just right after COVID na if I wanted to, because his son wanted to
Right.
have a prestigious brand.
Right.
So ako naman, I know RSA for a long times.
Right.
Kasi ang hilig ko, mekaniko din ako.
Pareho kayo.
Pareho. Siya engineer, licensed engineer siya, pero ako hindi. Pero mekaniko ako. So, yun ang hiling namin mga kotse. Wala lang akong koleksyon, sinrami na kanya, but nung araw, nung active pa ako sa automotive industry, hindi na nga ako tumitingin sa kotse dahil, di ba, libo-libo yung ini-import mo na kotse. 10 hektarya yung aking planta dyan sa liip kong araw-araw matingnan mo kotse. Sawang-sawa ka na tumingin sa kotse. Nagtataksi na lang nga ako eh.
So you still own a portion. You're a minority shareholder pa rin.
I still
A
own
certain
40%,
percentage, okay.
but I don't interfere sa
In
management.
addition to BMW, you also own another franchise.
Yung sa Kia po was already purchased by the Ayala Group.
So, klarong-klaro, ladies and gentlemen, itong taong ito, siya ang nagbibigay ng maleta at hindi siya hindi niya
marami
kailangan
pa.
tumanggap ng
Hindi
maleta.
naman po.
Dave.
Kung talagang uulitin nila na magdala ng, I can say it publicly, hindi naman ako hipokrito. Basta, hindi na lang mo ron, binigay sa akin na walang kapalit. Di ba? Walang pirmahan. Tatanggapin ko yan kasi ang dami ko rin mga constituents sa Palawan na nangailangan ng
Ay,
pera.
pero tayo lang mo, i-declare yan sa ano mo.
Pero ngayon,
At kung pastro lang, hindi mo kailangan declare.
Oo.
Kasi you did not make use of it. Eh.
Okay.
ngayon, Kong, past few days, na-realize nyo na ba bakit kayo isinama doon sa affidavit?
Ayun na nga, mabuti doon sa... Kasi nung dumating ako doon, wala na si Atty. Ronday, I was looking for him. Wala na rin si Congressman Mike Defensor.
Si
Why
Attorney
is Roy
Baligon.
Ronda in there?
Yung medyo white hair
Oo
na
nga, bakit siya nandun? Is he a lawyer for ano?
lawyer of Saldico.
Lawyer for
But
Saldico.
days before, I talked to him in his office. I went there.
Okay.
Sabi ko, nababanggit kasi yung pangalan ko doon sa listahan. Pakisabi mo lang kay Kong Saldi. Dahil until now, gusto ko siyang makausap. Dahil kaibigan naman kami. Wala naman kaming masamang dinaanan na
Right.
magkaibigan eh. So I just wanted to talk to him. Nabigyan ako ng kunting note na for the sake of my family, pakita ko na wala talagang pinadalang malita sa akin. Di ba? Otherwise, yung dalawa o isang sundalo na nagdala sa akin, baka binigay sa maid, driver o gwardiya, hanapin ko. Di ba? Wala naman eh.
No.
So gusto ko lang, dito ba niyo binigay sa akin? Pag sinabing hindi ikaw ang tumanggap, di wala.
Curious ako.
Si Attorney Baligod, kilala nyo?
Hindi. Pero si Ping Lacson, may mga sinasabi yan tungkol kay Attorney Baligod. May prior silang events. Pagkatapos, diba, si Miriam Defensor, dinimanda din yan.
Dinimanda ni Miriam C. Levy?
Oo.
Okay.
You can, nabasa ko lang. But I don't want to glamorize si Attorney Baligod dahil siya yung magdala. So, until now, I'm searching doon sa mga kaibigan ko sa military, kausapin sino doon sa 18 ang nagsabi na nagdala sa akin. Para yun lang kausapin ko or didimanda.
Curious ako, what was your vote in the impeachment, articles of impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte?
I abstained
You abstained.
But you voted yes sa committee report.
sa committee report because I'm vice chair sa committee report. So, 2 beses lang ako absent but the whole deliberation, I was very quiet there, just observing everybody kung ano yung mga sinasabi nila.
Which brings the question, you abstained from the vote, and why is it that you were, what do you think, why do you think you were included there in the accusation?
Yun na po, during that, pinaupo ko ni Senator Alan, then may nagtanong, ano kung you vehemently deny, ano ang possible motive? Binuksan ko yung telepono ko, binasa ko yung text sa akin na certain Margaret doon sa Viber ko. Nandiyan pa ngayon eh.
Right.
Ano nakalagay?
Binula pa nga ako eh. You are the appropriate guy na kasi you're stands on accountability and good governance.
Right.
You are the right person to endorse the impeachment against the president. Sabi ko, tahimik ang buhay ko, tapos papipirmahin ako ng impeachment kay Pangulo.
But you don't know
separate.
this
I
Margaret.
don't know that Margaret, but she was talking to me. I am sending this 44-page impeachment complaint in behalf of Congressman Defensor. So, yun ang nandiyan sa akin. Pinakita ko nga
So,
kay
tao
Angelica.
ni Kong Mike,
Which
itong...
dinideny ni Kong Mike dahil kaibigan daw niya ako. Pwede naman niya akong... Siyempre, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But I received it and then I printed it, 44 pages. Doon sa opisina ko sa Kongreso. Until lang, hindi ko
Oh, because you refused to sign that.
Yeah, and then suddenly my name's already
The articles
yun.
of impeachment was
against the president.
Against
BBM.
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 And so when you refuse to sign, your thinking is this because I refuse to sign, dinamay ako dito sa.
Opo. Yun ang possible motive.
And according to our billionaire team, at least our executive producer mentioned that they were trying to locate Margaret based on the number that you provide, and they could not prove.
Hindi na tinatawagan ko yung Margaret, wala nang sumasagot sa number na yun.
So, yun siguro talaga. Yun, so, tingin mo, yun ang, because you refuse to sign,
yun eh.
to endorse the impeachment complaint against
Yun na yun.
PBBM.
You put two and two together, siyempre yun na yun.
Yun na yun.
So these people seem to, but even I remember I spoke to Congressman Joel Chua who guested here, pati siya dinamay eh. Mga Quadcom dinadamay.
Halos lahat.
Halos
Lahat
lahat.
ka,
So,
di ba? Yung kay si Congressman Lenny Diliman, hindi pa siya...
Pero nakausap, mayroon ako mga emisary, nakausap ko na yung mga kalahati nung 18. Si Laila de Lima hindi talaga kasama.
okay.
Ako, wala talaga sa kanila nagsabi na dineliver namin doon sa bahay. Wala makaka-describe sa bahay ko. Sinasabi lang Forbes Park House. Pero yung ibang mga congressman, dineliver sa bahay, may address pa.
May address.
May picture pa. So, sabi ko, gusto ko lang malaman na saan ba yung tatlong malita na yan.
Doon sa siyam na kinausap nyo, did they include the name of Senator Loren Legarda na nakatanggap?
Hindi po ako ang umausap. Meron akong emisary sa military.
Okay.
Kinausap
Dahil
siya.
meron akong isang ex-marine na bodyguard ko nung araw sa Palawan, namatay na, heart attack. Mga kaibigan ito. Tsaka
Okay.
dyan sa isa sa kanila, dating bodyguard ni Congressman Mitra, nandiyan pa ngayon. Which sa Palawan nakatira ang pamilya doon sa Northern Palawan after the Underground River.
Right.
Si Anselmo Taberdo. So, yun, nakausap na yun ng tao ko. Hindi na po yun. Ngunit yung iba hindi pa nakakausap. So, I'll continue to search kung sino dito sa 18 Marines nagsasabi na nagdala sa akin.
So how do
So,
you...
tingin mo ba mayroong, may aamin sa kanila?
Kung may amin, sabihin ko saan mo, diba?
Ay, hindi aamin yung kakasuhan eh. Kung talaga hindi nangyari, ba't mag-aamin yung mga yun?
Pinapalabas ko nga na hindi naman ako galit. Gusto ko lang malaman ang katotohanan. Dahil siyempre, hinahanap sa akin na pamilya ko. Sana yung tatlong balita na yan.
You know,
So,
I have-
mayroong, tingin mo, mayroong forces behind that efforts to malign you, to besmirch your reputation.
Siguro.
Tingin
Most
mo meron?
possibly.
But they don't know your background because it's really maybe that your suspicion is correct because you refuse to sign. Because apparently, if they knew your background, you're not someone who, I mean, you don't need the money, di ba?
Hindi ko masabi yun.
Okay.
I will tell you very frankly. Lahat ng tao kailangan ng pera. Pero at this stage in my life, tama na po yung whatever
What
I
you
have
have
now.
right now.
Tama na po yun. I mean, hindi na nga ako masyadong nagninegosyo dahil hindi naman kami nagugutom. Di ba?
Actually, di ba, government, alam natin pagdating sa kampanya, matulungin si Kong
Naku,
Pepito.
ang daming eroplano nito.
Daming eroplano,
Helicopters.
that's why ginagamit
hindi lang kotse, eroplano, helicopters. Kaya,
Lahat ng mga politiko talagang lumalapit sa
Daming
regardless of
kaibigan
ano.
nito.
Daming kaibigan ni ano eh.
Marami tayong kakilala, kaibigan. Matagal na kasi
So,
tayo.
ito yung sinabi ni kahapon kasi nandito si Kong Mike. So, sinabi niya walang kinalaman sa on your situation because his name was implicated.
Sana tinanong niyo kung sino doon sa 18 Marines na nagsabi na nagdala ng manita sa akin.
Ayun ang dapat. Pag iginis sila si Len. But how do you find, this is the problem, parang habang gumagalaw yung kasong ito, gumagalaw rin yung testimonya ng mga tao, nagbabago, nagkakamali. So how do you find the affidavit per se?
The reason why I went to the office of Attorney Rondain was to request him if he can talk to Congressman Saldico. Maski siya na ang sumulat sa akin na I spoke to Saldico and Saldico said he did not send me any maleta.
What was his response?
Wala pa. Hindi pa niya nagko-contact. Minsan-minsan lang daw siya na nag-uusap. And sabi ko, isa pang pakiusap ko, if you are going to Europe na you're going to see him, samahan kita.
Bakit di ka isama, baka ipahuli. Nakasabi
Hindi,
mo ipahuli.
wala naman. Wala naman. Kasi kami hindi kong Saldi, wala kaming wala kaming pinagsamahan ng masama.
Oh, okay.
Vice Chair ako na appropriation eh.
Oo, yan.
Siya ang chairman. Hanggang ngayon, Vice Chair pa rin ako na
Okay.
appropriation.
So, very close
Alam
ang
ko
working
paano
relationship
yung
nila.
pamamalakad doon sa Kongreso.
Okay. So, but very, very interesting. So, let's go to the, ano na tayo ngayon, questions natin. So,
Tough question.
Our hanging question, magsasampa ba kayo ng kaso against sa 18 Maleta Boys at kay Attorney Levy Baligod, knowing that even if you don't know specifically who is the one who claimed it, will you file a case against them?
That is the clamor of each and everyone that were
Wait. Before that, the spokes will take a break first before you answer that.
Sige.
And the spokes is back still with Congressman Pepito Alvarez. Our hanging question a while ago is, magsasamba ba kayo ng kaso doon sa 18? At saka si Attorney Levy
That's
Baligod.
the wish of everyone that was were mentioned in that affidavit.
Whose wish is that? Who told you? Your advisors told you? Kasuhan nyo?
Oh, sa Congress po.
Sa Congress.
Kakausap
Okay.
namin. Si Laila de Lima, si Congresswoman Garin, si Adjong, nakakaso.
Nag-file na sila eh.
Oh, nag-file na sila. Ako, shortcut yung akin. Kung bibigyan ako ni Saldico ng isang note na hindi siya nagpadala ng malita sa akin, tama na sa akin yon.
Okay.
Kasi hindi naman ako, I'm not running for in a national public office. Importante sa akin yung pamilya ko na, ito.
Kung hindi ka bigyan,
Kung hindi ako bigyan, file na ako ng kaso.
So you can file, hindi mo fa-file yung 18 kasi sabi niyo 6 na ang
I think I'm very close to kung sino, kung sino yung mastermind at saka kung sino yung sinabihan, sabihin mo ito.
Pero kung let's say may nagsabi na nagkamali kami, will you desist from filing?
Kawawa naman yun. Alam mo, itong mga Marines na yan, some of them, yung mga kasama nila nung araw, naging kasama ko rin doon sa Palawan, sa campaign ko nung the last 15 years. Walang-wala talaga yan sila. Lalong-lalo na yung mga dishonorably discharged. Walang pera yan.
Okay.
Kaya naman, kung magkano lang siguro ang binigay dyan, tumanggap yan. At may pangako na
Pero
malaki.
sandali, sa
Oo, 5
tingin niyo,
million ang pangako,
sa
di ba?
tingin niyo, may tinanggap sila.
Oo, ang unang sabi nabigyan sila tag 300,000.
5 million daw ang di ba?
Kung may pinangako na 5 million, siyempre, yung grupo mo, cohesive yan. Dahil
5 million each, di ba?
Yeah, 5 million
mayroon
each.
kang inaasahan na at least matatanggap for doing something. But yung akin naman, kung sino lang yung nagsabi na nagdala sa akin ng 2 tao o 1 tao, ayun lang ididimanda ko.
Pero
Plus
how
kung
about
sino
si-
yung background.
How about si Attorney Levy Baligod?
Kasama siya sa demanda.
But will you
Kasi
file a case?
siya yata yung gumawa ng affidavit eh.
Pero pag nag-desist yung tao, will you still file a case against Levy Baligod? Or pati siya i-absuelto muna?
Alam mo, habang tumatanda ka, gusto mo na rin medyo payapa yung buhay mo, di ba?
Pero-
So, to file a case is easy. But to have it correctly prosper, mahirap yun dahil, di ba, wala dito yung...
So may nakikita kayong mastermind niya? Na may na
Siguro, the mere fact na mayroon joint affidavit yan, hindi man mag-joint affidavit yung 18
May
Marines na yan.
inkling na kayo kung sino?
Hindi ko mahirap isabi.
Sabihin na lang natin dito sa The Spoke ngayon, kayong mga 6 na nagsabi na may natanggap si Congressman Alvarez, binibigyan kayo ng way out, aminin nyo na nagkamali kayo para sa kanya, hindi na siya magsasampa ng kaso.
Tama.
Mas better for your peace of mind. Including Attorney Levy Baligot, I think you should apologize because you're the lawyer of record and you have been recklessly accusing people who are not even part of this. So, yung mga taong mga walang part of that, I think you should make an apology because you're the prime instigator of all these things. Anyway, ang napansin lang namin, merong viral video lumabas, yung sinasabi natin, pag upo nyo, sabay tayo ni Senator
Senator
Marcoleta.
Marcoleta.
Kasi siya ang una kong kausap eh. Naghabang medyo na nagbubuka pa si Senator Alan Cayetano with the press. Medyo sabi ko, bakit mo naman binanggit yung pangalan ko?
Why didn't you just, if you're friends, you said kaibigan sila, di ba? Ben,
That's why I asked
why
him.
didn't you call him
ano
up
naman binanggit?
before that?
Eh wala eh. Nagmamadali na ako na to catch up sana yung mga, kung nandun pa yung mga Marines. Sana tanongin ko, sino sa inyo ang nag-deliver sa akin?
And what was his response?
Sabay nga tindig si... Matagal ko nakilala si Congressman Marcoleta, more than 20 years ago, nung wala pa akong political inkling. Pumunta ako sa Kongreso, binago ko yung... I'm in the automotive industry. I've been 30 years in the automotive industry in the Philippines, and I am Chairman Emeritus of the Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers. So in behalf of CAMPI, yung Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers, I went to him to change the excise tax law. Matagal ko na sa... First timer siya congressman noon. 20 years ago yan.
Okay.
So, I changed the excise. That's why ngayon, you can import any car into the Philippines. Nung araw, hindi. When you import a 3-liter car noon sa Pilipinas, bayad ka ng 300%.
Wow.
The duty was very, very high, and it only resulted to smuggling.
And he helped
When
you.
I changed it, ang laki ng revenue ng government dahil ginawa kong ad valorem. Kung ano yung value
the
ng
value.
kotse, yun lang babayaran mo. So, ayun, ang laki revenue ng
So
gobyerno.
nakatulong sa inyo si then Congressman Marcoleta.
Oh,
Okay.
kilala ko na siya noon pa.
So,
So, sino yung mastermind?
akin ang ngiti.
Your smile is as good as mine.
Siguro, i-break in niya dito sa
There's
Dispo.
supposed to be a meeting of the subcommittee on the Blue Ribbon Committee today. Were you invited? Hindi na.
Nung last Monday, was supposed to be invited by Senator Erwin Tolpo.
Yes.
But nakausap ko siya, sabi niya, hindi na pupunta yung mga Marines. Kaya sa pizza 30 ka na lang, June 30. Tama-tama, sabi ko, June 30, okay. That will give ample time para yung Senado, sino ba talaga? Di ba?
You also mentioned that you're friends with Senator Alan Cayetano.
Opo.
So, during that hearing day that you were there, were you able to
He gave me all the chance to speak to the media na lang ang naiwan doon eh. The whole plenary was full of media people.
So,
Pero
you
hindi mo siya tinanong personally na, ba't naman ako kasama dyan?
Siyempre siya na nagsabi na si Congressman Alvarez, isa sa mga nabanggit. Kaya nung sinabi niya na papunta siya rito, I encourage him to come to clear his name.
But did you think that you're supposed to be a Blue Ribbon Committee? You're supposed to be asking questions. Do you think, how did you find the conduct of the Blue Ribbon hearing? Was it...
Wala na. I was not able to
So
catch
they-
up with the Blue Ribbon hearing.
Tapos na.
Tapos na yung Blue Ribbon hearing. Umalis na si Mike, umalis na si Atty. Ronday, umalis na yung mga sundalo, umalis na si Atty. Baligod. Ang pinapasok nila ngayon, yung media. Kaya yung buong plenary, punong-puno ng media. So yun na lang, audience ko. Ganun.
You attended the Blue Ribbon hearing of the Cayetano faction. Do you still recognize him as the Senate President? Or do you follow as the members of Congress itself?
I was not able to attend.
Right.
I arrived there, wala na, tapos na.
But, oo.
Since siya ang nagpatawag ng meeting na yon, at that point, I really recognize him.
And right now, since the House of Representatives have already recognized
The leadership
leadership of Sherwin Gatchalian, do you also
Yes,
likewise
we have to
agree?
follow.
Okay. So talagang, at that much is clear.
So, sa June 30, mag-appear kayo doon kay ano.
Yes. Kung
At sana mag-appear doon yung mga ano.
wala man problema. But ngayon, meron na akong mga nauutusan na kausapin sila kung sino talaga. Kasi kung wala talaga magsabi, then somebody must be just orchestrating it. Yeah?
Very clear naman eh. Di ba? Very clear naman.
So what was the
meron
public
nag-orchestrate.
reaction on you? I mean, what was the online reaction when your name was implicated? Did it affect your family?
Siyempre, my wife was, nasa TV ka kanina. May 3 malita daw pinadala sa... Pati yung mga anak ko, tatawa na lang ako dahil, siyempre.
Hindi mo tinawagan ng mga kamag-anak ninyo sa mga igsuon sila the Duterte? Nga naman nasama ang pangalan ko dito?
I don't think the Duterte has anything
Involved.
to do with hindi, wala sila. Ito, ewan ko lang kung anong pakana ito. Sinong sinisira? Alam naman yung siguro kung sisiraan yung mga congressman, sinaan yung mga senador, siyempre, sino yung masisira, di ba?
And the speaker, because you're related both by consanguinity and affinity to the Dutertes, they understood your decision to abstain from the vote.
From the beginning, I've been telling them, I'm a member of the Justice Committee, but right there, nakikinig lang ako dahil siyempre, hindi naman pwede na hindi ako mag-attend dahil I'm Vice Chair also of the Justice Committee.
Do you think di naman nagtampo sina VP Sara dahil nag-vote yes kayo sa committee report?
2 beses lang kasi ako absent doon sa committee report. Nung nagkasakit ako, na-angioplasty ako eh.
Talaga?
Oo. Nag-absent ako. Pero ako hindi. Talagang, I really, lahat ng mga proceedings doon, minamaster ko para at least kung tanongin ako ng the other side, meron ako masasagot. Yun lang naman ang
So, pero
purpose ko doon.
walang nag-reach out sa iyo from the Duterte camp na bakit ka bumoto ng yes sa committee report?
Committee report lang naman yun eh. It does not mean that yung report na yun, guilty na si Sara doon. That was just an endorsement para yung committee report, para madala sa
plenary.
Sa rules muna.
Right,
Dadaan
right.
sa rules, tapos diretso sa plenary. Kaya kung nagbotohan sa plenary, nandoon ako sa CR eh. Narinig ko na yung pangalan ko. Takbo ako kaagad. Mr. Speaker, I abstain.
Okay.
Okay, but what is your assessment? You're a veteran lawmaker in-house. The House then used to have more gulo than the Senate. But how do you view the ongoing tension, controversy in the Senate as a veteran lawmaker?
Our wish, of course, is for them to settle. Para to settle down, para at least they can already proceed sa trabaho nila, mandated to them by the Constitution. But kung hindi sila magkasundo, siguro may ulterior motive na bakit mo hindi pinagkakasundo itong dalawa. Hindi ba? Para hindi matuloy siguro yung impeachment ni VP Sara. That is just my personal opinion. Pero dapat talaga magkasundo na sila for the sake of clarity and for the sake of our country. Dahil pinagtatawanan na tayo sa labas eh.
Pero ayaw mo yun kasi ngayon mas mataas ang credibility ng House.
ng
eh.
House.
Yung House, oo. Kasi talaga tulong kami ng tulong eh. Power,
Batasan.
lahat ng mga batas na bilabalangkas para talaga sa publiko.
So, anong nakikita mong ending nitong flood control issue? Kasi sabi ng Cayetano Black, hinaharangan ng majority. Sabi naman ng majority, selective kayo. Hindi naman, halimbawa,
Mabuti
nagpapresent
na-
kayo ng mga evidence na mga fictitious
Mabuti
naman.
na tanong mo yan, Governor. I've been observing, 2022, I've been congressman already. I've been telling our leadership in Congress, the 255 lump sum appropriation for flood control every year. Sabi ko, kung maaari ito, 3 taon, wag muna natin gamitin sa flood control. Dahil wala naman namamatay dyan sa flood control except doon sa mga talagang nababagyo eh. Gamitin muna natin itong 255 billion nito, 3 taon, para lagyan natin ng potable water lahat ng 42,000 barangays except doon sa mga barangays sa Metro Manila na served by Maynilad and Manila Water. Yung mga wala talagang tubig, dahil sa Palawan, nilagyan ko ang halos karamihan, 99%, hindi 99, I will say 95% lahat ng barangay. Pati yung barangay sa isla na walang tubig, kumuha ko ng tubig sa dagat at nirefine ko yun. Ginawa kong drinking water.
For the record, do you have any flood control projects?
Yes, I have 3.
And
250 million each, and it is in my district. And it was properly done. People from the ICI and the PNP went there to inspect. Wala silang nakita ang anomalya.
ongoing pa ba o tapos
Wala
na?
na, tapos na.
So, everything...
Nagagamit.
Alam mo yung flood control na yan, sad to say eh. Wala namang kukontrol yung flood niyan eh. Kasi embankment lang yun sa side of the river eh. Pagkatapos yung mga graba sa gitna ng river, hindi naman tinatanggal. Yung gitna ng river nung araw, 5 metro yan. That's why yung daloy ng tubig is mabilis. Pero nung nilagyan nila sa gilid, nag-clear sila sa gilid, nilagyan ng simento, may pile drive. Pero yung gitna ng mga graba, hanggang tuhod na lang yung depth.
Hindi nag-dredge.
Paano mo dredge ang haba ng ilog? Hindi naman ilog sa Palawan, ang mga ilog bababaw eh. Kaya pag flash flood, apaw yung tubig sa ilog, punta sa mga basakan at saka punta sa bayan. So, ganun. So, that helped a little. But, kung ako, tatanggalin mo lang yung graba sa gitna, tuloy-tuloy yung tubig papuntang dagat. Ganun lang yung governor.
Marami talagang problema yung flood control na yan. Talagang sa totoo lang.
Since 15 years ago, yung flood control na yan, pataas ng pataas ang presyo. Noon, wala pang 500,000 yan per linear meter eh. Ngayon, naging 1 million.
Wow.
Siguro, nung nakita doon na 1 million yan, pinaglaruan doon sa Kongreso na 1 million ito, masyadong malaki ito. So, it started there.
Okay.
Remember, I am vice chair sa appropriation na nanonood lang ako kung paano nila binabalangkas yung budget, national budget.
So may insider information siya na ayaw niya sabihin ngayon. Hindi, next, tough question na tayo.
Tough question na tayo.
Oo.
So, pag inibitahan ka ni Senator Erwin sa June 30, di ba?
Punta ako. Even before June 30, punta
Kahit
ako.
wala doon yung mga Maleta Boys.
With or nandun sila o wala sila, punta ako.
At anong sasabihin mo ron?
Yung sinasabi ko ngayon sa inyo rito na walang dineliver na malita sa akin para buong kababayan natin, alam nila na wala.
Si Attorney Baligot said that there will be 14 more bodyguards of Saldico will be coming out to reinforce the allegations of the first 18. Kapag nasa listahan ka rin, anong magiging response nyo? Assuming na...
Dito kakausapin ko rin. Sino sa kanila?
Ay, kasuhan nyo na, gano'n.
Oo.
Diretsuhan na.
Ay, siyempre.
Well,
Kasi, for the record, and I can look you straight in your eyes, walang dineliver sa malita sa akin. Governor.
Oh.
Kung meron, kung walang strange, tanggapin ko yun. Bakit hindi? Hindi man ako hipokrito. Nangangailangan, napakarami kong nitibo sa distrito ko sa Palawan. Pamigay ko yan doon. Bakit ba? Di ba?
Without the inter-chamber courtesy. Pero anong tingin mong ending nitong sa Senate leadership?
Sinabi ko roon kay Senator Alan, I will not hide behind the interparliamentary courtesy. Basta meron kayong hearing dito na babanggit ang pangalan ko, maski hindi ako invited, papunta ako rito.
Hindi, yung sa leadership issue doon sa Senate. Anong tingin mo? Do you think that Senator Win will be sustained as the Senate President?
Your guess is as good as mine. But I wish that sana maayos na yan para they can proceed as a body. Otherwise, how can you proceed with a divided Senate?
so this 18 Maleta boys, parang ang tingin ng iba is this leading to a political warfare or destabilization?
Distab. For me, it's a distab.
Why do you say that?
Siyempre, si Martin Romales, nababanggit nila doon, at saka karamihan sa mga hierarchy leadership nung 19th Congress, nandun din, nababanggit din. But ang nakakalungkot, maski si Congresswoman Laila de Lima, hindi pa siya Congresswoman doon, nabanggit din.
Kaya nga. Pati
Okay.
kayo, binabanggit. Wala na kayong
Oo nga eh. Anyway, last tough question na kung pipili
Wala
ang boss.
problema.
Sino ang kandidato mo for president in 2028?
As of now, there may be a dark horse coming. Kasi, siyempre, they're trying to put down Sara Duterte to this impeachment. Di ba? And then, wala pang kandidato yung administration. So, for me, sana mawala na lahat yung hiyawan na yan, lalabas ang isang kandidato that can unify
Sino ang
the whole
kandidato
country.
nyo na dark horse?
As of now, wala.
Wala. Okay.
Okay.
Maraming salamat,
Maraming
Kong
salamat.
Pepino. Sana ma-identify niyo na kung sino at
Oo,
kasuhan
nga,
nyo na.
dito na kayo.
Anytime, patawag nyo lang ako. kung
Okay.
gusto.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Truth is tested not when accusations are made, but when they are challenged face to face. I'm former Secretary Edwin Asherda.
I'm former Governor Ben P. Evardoni, and we are the Spokes.
Daghang salamat.